Professor Mike is in a meeting, and therefore he will join us as we continue. But we want to close the. Is running, might be leaving. Kindly signal for us, Professor Chacha. He's leaving. Okay. So this evening we want to take you the shortest time possible to agree on a few things. The rapporteurs, as I talk, maybe I guess we have already typed our resolutions. I saw they were emailed. We are going to make out of this forum that will inform policy. And therefore I'm requesting that as we get our guests up here, we could also be having our laptop connected to the projector. Rapporteurs, let us connect. But Professor Mawa, we could start with the resolutions and then the final closing remarks. Professor Chacha, welcome. You take the middle seat. Executive Secretary Nishe, we want you up here. I know it is not Nishe, but just join us. Just join us in front here. The rapporteurs kindly don't worry the format it is in. We just want to see what we have resolved out of this forum that will inform policy. And immediately after that, then we will get our closing remarks. Then we will be entertained by African or Kenyan dancers that we have brought on board. We've been very happy if the visitors from Germany would have joined us to see our cultural event. But that notwithstanding, we will just continue because the plan that was, the program that was done by the DAD did not incorporate that particular cultural event. Most probably, we did not link up very well. Exactly. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, Dorothy. Okay. Are we in a position to project, Sister? Okay. Maybe as we wait for Sister to do that, we could start getting the closing remarks. And I will start with Prof, who is next to me. Just your closing remarks. We will be having the final closing mark come from Professor Chacha. We start with the national councils and commissions.
Okay, thank you very much for this occasion given to me at this time when we are closing our session. Between us, there are who are here from Monday and others from Wednesday. And I think that we did a very, very good job. And we have discussed around a very, very interesting topics. And we had, we learn more from each other. And I really appreciate all what we done and what we had today with the Germany group when we were talking about Since the beginning, we talking about the collaboration, and this today we did deeply with the Germany group, and DAD and Dad. And on behalf of the Burundian team, we really appreciate, and we are very happy to have been with all of you, and we are hoping to be again together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. From South Sudan, just 5 minutes. Then from there we'll go to Uganda.
Okay, thank you very much, all participants and organized committee for this annual meeting. I attended yesterday and today. I didn't attend the first day on Monday and Tuesday, but I attended yesterday and today. Is a very fruitful discussion, and we gain a lot of knowledge. We gain here about credit, student mobility, all of these things. Yeah, I'm very grateful for this annual meeting. So I expect in the future we have more these these conferences. Then we will learn more about everything. Even today, when we engage with those of European called that, yeah, we benefit a lot of them, and what I expect, we will take this knowledge to our countries and we will implement it, because we are a regulatory body. We are responsible for all these things to be implemented in our countries. So I'm very grateful for this occasion, and I expect we will go peacefully to our countries, our location here in Kenya, and other will go beyond the region. So I'm very grateful today. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to address this closing remark. Yeah, this is okay.
Thank you very much for those comments. We want now to hear from the Republic of Uganda.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've been here for 2 days, and I've found the sessions very informative, very instructive. And I would like to believe that all of us have found them so. But when we come to these fora, we take away. Each one of us has takeaways. But when you take away from a restaurant, it's good to go and share with the family instead of eating alone. What I mean is, whatever you are taking away from here, go and share it with your institutions. That's how the message can spread, and that's how everybody, whether they were here or not, can participate in enhancing quality of higher education in our respective institutions and countries. So I'd like to appreciate the organizers for the efforts, for the resources that they've put in to ensure that we have a successful forum. And I wish you journey masses back to your respective countries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is from our regulatory authorities. Now I want to give it to Michael Mawa to take now the next level. Introduce the others to speak as we wait, or we wait for the communique. Is it ready before we get to the final remarks? It's not ready? I understand it has been posted to you. Why don't you connect your laptop instead of emailing? Maybe before Professor Chacha closes, we can first of all see what we have agreed on. Just connect your laptop to the machine. Colleagues, as that is being done, you will agree with me that this platform has really met its goal, because we had a goal of building capacity in quality assurance. Basically, we wanted to discuss pertinent matters that are touching on QA, and we were focusing on the academic excellence through collaborations, whatever we are doing today with the German team. We are looking at also enhancing accessibility and inclusivity of our education through innovative quality assurance practices, and also issues to do with harmonization, as well as how do we use AI to transform higher education. The resolutions have been posted to us. We need to see what we will now forward to our IUCA team so that they can table it for policy. You remember yesterday also the PS requested for the same, because she said she can as well push for policy change. Can we have them blown a bit? Is this the maximum that it can be? Okay. Those are the resolutions of the high-level quality assurance delegate event that happened yesterday. And we are saying that under the first morning session, that is advancing quality of higher education through international cooperation and networking, harmonization and integration, we are suggesting the following. Number one, that national actions to harmonize internationalization standards across the region. That is the first communique that we are passing to IUCA and our governments. The second one is universities to anchor internationalization in policies and have monitoring strategies. Okay. Number 3, or C, universities to purpose to develop quality local, regional, continental, and international strategic and sustainable partnership that are anchored on real and mutual interest, driven by emerging and current technologies. The fourth one is that national commissions to oversee harmonization of admission requirements for recognition of qualifications within member states. The next one is IUCA to emphasize to national commissions that member universities implement the harmonized fee structure for students in the region, allowing them to pay fees in local currency. That much, eh? Is there any other? Okay. F, IUCA to emphasize to VCs to implement attendance, to VCs the importance of attendance of high quality assurance dialogue, high level quality assurance dialogue. In the afternoon, therefore, we picked on a few also. And in the afternoon session, we are discussing we are exploring the transformative role of technology and AI in higher education, looking at innovations that are there, the challenges and opportunities. The resolutions, therefore, that we are passing over are, number 1, higher education institutions to appropriately capacity build staff and prepare students to use current and emerging technologies in teaching and learning, research and administrative processes. B, or number 2, that higher education institutions to embrace the use of technology with adequate mechanisms of quality assurance in them. Number C, universities to revise their curricula to reflect the required digital skills and sustainable assessment, suitable assessment approaches. D, universities need to develop programs of study that will be on AI. E, need to develop policies at institutional, national, and regional level to guide, I think this is the use of AI. F, EAQAN, together with collaborative partners, to support chapters in training members on the use of emerging technologies in quality assurance. So those are the resolutions that we are passing over to our mother, IUCA, to the Ministry of Education Kenya, so that we can see how we can implement them. So with that, therefore, there is one hand. Mike, kindly. Or let me give him this, or maybe that can be there. Yeah?
Thank you very much for very well written resolutions. I don't know whether it was just a word difference, but 1E, where you talked about local currency. I was thinking that is about local rate, like students from member countries to pay fees at local rate. Or was it currency really? That's what I wanted clarification on. 1E.
It is actually local currency, because the rates will be changing every now and then. Eh?
My understanding was the aim of that particular one was to allow students from all the member countries of East Africa to enjoy the benefits of paying fees at local rates. Or that was different?
What does IUCA to emphasize to national commissions that member universities implement the harmonized fee structure? I think the harmonized fee structure was that we pay at the same. Eh? And
currency, I think that is quite important.
Yeah, it's okay, noted then. Thank you for that input. The other...
Maybe just a quick information that there's actually the Council of Ministers directive for all higher education in the region to implement that. It is the same currency. If a student comes to pay in a particular country, that person should pay, first of all, the same fee as the locals, and should pay that fees in the local currency. So not just an issue of exchange, but that it should be in the local currency. So the student coming can change the money, but then pay the money in the local currency. The same fee, the same amount as the local student pays in that particular university. So it's a directive actually of the Council of Ministers, and our resolution here is actually to make that all the universities in the region should now implement that directive. So I think that's the emphasis that I wanted to give. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor, for that clarification. And now I request that you also take the mic now. I want you now to introduce this team that is in here to make their final remarks as we close and then get entertained. Okay, there is a comment from the floor.
Thank you very much for that communique. But from the afternoon session, there was something on capacity building. I don't know where it is. Something was written on capacity. Yes, the first one, A. And I think the grammar does not read very correct. To appropriately capacity build staff. Maybe it should be capacity build or build capacity of staff. But there's something else I wanted to observe. Maybe I should have raised it yesterday. concerning this harmonization of fees, but there was also the issue of staff in the region, where sometimes universities require teaching staff from other institutions in the region, and then the issue of work permit. I don't know whether there is a group in this particular forum that can also address that, because the issue of now that is it work permit becomes an issue, and sometimes in institutions where like we get lecturers for French, majorly we'll get them from Rwanda or from Congo, so that they help, you know, in the teaching. But then when you require that, it becomes an issue. And then also on the students, I don't know if they still pay the student, is it student pass or something like that? Thank you.
Professor, as you close, you can handle those ones. Lastly.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. President. I feel that these are too many resolutions. Yeah, there are way too many resolutions. Maybe we can consider merging some of them. The reason there are too many is also how realistic are we that EAQAN is going to implement them. By EAQAN, I'm not talking about the Secretariat, of course. Then number 2 is a point of order. I thought we were supposed to discuss the resolution, agree, adapt before it is passed on to ICA. That's what I thought. Then we shall say we, the members of EAQAN, agreed or resolved to A, B, C, and D. So that's what I thought as my input. So if given that time and that we didn't follow that protocol, we will say that we agree subject to further amendment, but in the subsequent meeting, you'll have to have a session for the what? For the resolution, for us to agree, we ponder and all that. And then when it is sent out, it is a true resolution. Because we must own up to all these, and those that we cannot do, we take them out. Because it has to be realistic.
Thank you very much for that. These resolutions, I think they were tabled yesterday. Yeah. They were tabled yesterday, and I think we talked about, but it's important that we agree, all of us. Of course, I agree that there are many. There are more than, maybe 5 would do. I require guidance now from IUCA on how to go about this. Kindly.
Thank you very much, President. I think members, as these resolutions were generally presented yesterday, discussed, what we need to agree here is in principle, because the refinement, the preamble will have to be prepared. You will agree with me that the preamble for this resolution will be prepared, and so that they read as a statement clearly. But what we are agreeing here, general, are the issues that were raised, and that these were the issues, and they have been captured, so that then the formal document can be prepared. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prof, for that guidance. So we will look at them. Any corrections that needs to be done, we will do, of course, with IUCA. And then from there, the communication will be done as it is done. Now, there is a resolution that we did not capture, Professor. I think you need to guide us on this. We are supposed to be meeting next year, same time. We did not agree where we're going to meet. There was a suggestion that we will be in South Sudan. There was another suggestion that it will be in Rwanda. So we need to agree here, or we wait for IUCA to give us guidance on that. Prof, what's your take on that?
This was supposed to have come in the annual general meeting. Mm-hmm. Now we are not in an annual general meeting.
Yeah.
I think, President, you will make the proposal, the two partner states to host the next EAQAN forum to the Executive Secretary, and he will together with the management, give a guidance accordingly.
Thank you very much.
The principle of rotation remains.
Yeah.
It will not be held here again in Kenya, in Nairobi. It will move to another EAC partner state. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Now you can take the floor and then introduce the team that is just on your right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am going to say a few words of thanks, and I will ask the regional director of DAD to say words, since we have been partnering together in the implementation of this year's forum. And I am seeing my good friend, Professor Mike Kuria. I think he has finished his meeting. If we can ask him to join us. And then Professor Chacha will eventually close. On the side of IUCA, I would like to say thank you very much first of all, to our partners who have joined us together in organizing the 13th EAQAN forum, particularly our partners, the EAQAN executives, the German Academic Exchange Services, and the Obrel Global, that have all joined together as partners in organizing this event. Join me to thank our partners who have supported us in this particular journey. Thank you. This 13th EAQAN forum would have not been successful if it was not for the input of the presenters, the discussants, and all those persons who actively made contribution in the proceedings. We would like to thank very sincerely all our keynote presenters, all our presenters, paper presenters, all our panelists, and all the chairs that successfully geared and coordinated the different sessions that in the 3 days that we had yesterday, that concluded yesterday, brought out clearly the resolutions that we are considering today. So let's give a round of applause to all our presenters, our panelists, and all the persons. I would like also to express sincere thanks and gratitude to all of you. As organizers of such an event, if you organize an event and you don't get responses, certainly it will be a disappointment. But I want to express our sincere gratitude to all of you for enabling this event to be successful through your presence. Many of you sponsored yourselves to be here to cover all the costs related to your stay here. We would like to say thank you. Some of you have been supported by your institutions. We also want to thank the institutions that supported you to be here. The principle of cost sharing has been a principle entrenched right from the start of this forum. The very forum, the first forum which took place in Nairobi, the principle of cost sharing was emphasized. And thanks to the wisdom of our elders like Professor Chacha, Nyagoti Chacha, who together with the DAD adopted a framework that enabled this kind of forum to be sustainable. So we'd like to thank all of you for your commitment, for your sacrifices, and for your contribution to enable you to all come and participate actively in this particular forum. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. In a very special way, I would like to thank very sincerely our host. I didn't call them partners because they have a bigger umbrella. Our host, the Commission for University Education. Thank you very much, Professor Mike Kuria, and thank you very much, Chairperson of the Commission, for enabling the 13th EAQAN Forum to take place in Nairobi within your jurisdiction, and for the local support in organizing this particular event. Thank you very much. I would like to request that you join me to thank the Commission for University Education for the support. I would like to assure you that many of the resolutions that have been adopted here will be implemented by the different stakeholders. We are privileged as quality assurance practitioners. I would like to inform you that we are privileged. The very people who are sitting here, except two, my next immediate persons, these are the people who are going to receive your resolutions. They sit in the Quality Assurance Committee, all the commissions and the councils. They sit in the Quality Assurance Committee, and they will be the first to receive your resolutions. They will discuss, they will deliberate, and they will forward it to the Executive Committee. And where necessary, the Executive Committee will then forward it to the Council, the Sectoral Council, and the Council of Ministers appropriately. So your resolutions have already reached to the first level of the decision makers. What a privilege, what an honor, what an opportunity. So with us, we have the opportunity of the people who will receive and deliberate on the resolutions. I am not influencing them, but I'm already asking them to take up these resolutions as they come to them, deliberate and give further guidance so that we can transform the higher education sector in the region. So I don't want to take too long because I have prepared myself to demonstrate my competencies for the dances that are about to come. So I want to stop here, and before we ask the DAD director, I would like to request our host, Professor Mike Kuria, to make some few remarks. Professor Mike Kuria.
It's fine, it's working. Colleagues, now I would just like to, first of all, say a very big thank you. It's great to see you in Nairobi. And it's also great to listen the few times that I could manage. This is one of the problems when you have a big event in your own home. So you are pulled many sides, and sometimes you don't benefit as much as you would like. But the few times that I was able to sit here, I listened, and I had the passion, I had the commitment, but I also saw the talent and the expertise that we have in the region. And I really do appreciate that. The second thing I would like to say is that when we started this forum, and the whole idea of the focus on quality assurance in higher education, it was not because there was no such practice in the region. It was not because universities were not focusing on quality at all, but we also felt that we needed to do it together in the context of the East African community. That community has been growing, but even in the growth, we want to continue doing that together. In other words, we wanted to play the role that is assigned to higher education by the East African Treaty to ensure that education plays the role of bringing about regional integration. My apologies, my dear. We wanted to make sure that we play that particular role. So we are not only here just because of the quality assurance in higher education, but also as a part of the process of regional integration. So the theme of this particular year, when we're talking about internationalization, needs to be seen also in this particular context. So it's more than just the professional things that we bring together. But at the same time, and I have made this argument before, that higher education and quality education is also a means of being able to shape our own destiny. In other words, to determine where we want to go. And education is a powerful tool to do that. So the things that we have discussed this time, I want to ask you, when we go back to our own stations, we start thinking how we are going to make sure this become a reality on the ground. And it's the responsibility of every one of us, both collectively and individually, as institutions and as individuals. We need to do that. And I'm looking forward. I was actually thinking, I'm assuming, Prof. Mawa, that when I say what I'm going to say, I'm not going to speak again. It's my last time. So I was just thinking, Prof. Mawa, I want to make a recommendation to IUCA that in the next forum we meet for EAQAN, is it possible that when we leave here, we all make a commitment to some things we want to go and achieve in our own institutions in the context of the discussion that we've had here? You go and implement it. And before the next EAQAN meeting, IUCA can write to us and say, please tell us what commitment you made and how you have implemented that and how that has revolutionized teaching and learning or quality in your institution. We all make a case, and I want to suggest that when IUCA has studied all this, they can choose maybe 3 of the best. I don't want to say one in every country, because sometimes, for me, when you say that every country must have something, sometimes you bring about mediocrity in that one, because you're just picking something, even if it's good or bad, from a particular country. And I'm saying that in a jumla. You understand what I mean? But if you speak 3 of the best, and then you say, those 3 of the best will be on the program in the next EAQAN meeting. And in that meeting, they will tell us, last time we were here, this is what we learned. We committed ourselves to this. We implemented it to this effect. And this is the transformation is brought about in our institution, in higher education. I think then we can also begin to benchmark and learn from each other. And I would suggest that those 3 are funded to come for this EAQAN forum, so that there is no question of them missing that meeting. That way, I think, we'll make sure that everybody comes on board. I mean, those particular 3 comes on board. And the second one, I want to make a recommendation. And I think this we have done that before. There was a bit of a complaint about the fact that the high-level dialogue meeting missed a critical number of people. And I want to suggest that in the next meeting, we have those guys on the program, and they are given a certain responsibility. They are identified in advance, at least a few of them. And they are told, look, we would like you to prosecute this particular topic or deal with this particular issue, so they will be on the program. And those ones are not asked to pay for themselves. They are assisted, if that can happen. And we have our good colleagues here also. We can talk to Obriel, for example, can talk to DAD, for example. We can have this conversation. We can even talk to our National Commission and Councils. We can see whether it's not possible that Commission for University Education, for example, could sponsor a Vice Chancellor from Kenya to come for that particular meeting. So that eventually we have those guys sitting on the forum with us and discussing the issues that we are having, and we have a conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying that collectively we need to strengthen what we do, and we need to see the results of what we do. But I want to really appreciate, I have seen the growth that this EAQAN has taken place, has gone through. And I would like us to continue going due like that. I think those people who went to Starehe, what was the Starehe High School, what was the Natulenge Juu here. So even for EAQAN, Natulenge Juu. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Mike. And I think that's one other additional resolution of general nature in terms of the implementation of the ideas that have come from this forum. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Madam Apio to make 1 or 2 remarks. 2 minutes will be okay.
Thank you, Professor Mawa, and apologies. I wasn't feeling so well, but I'm here. Just to add on to what Professor Mike Kuria said, the essence is you have to be there to discuss something, to benefit from it. And from us, from Obril Global, we promote interregional dialogue, discussions among different players on the higher education sphere. And we look forward to continuously working together with EAQAN, with IUCA, with the national councils to to enhance and promote education, higher education in the area. So we're very much open to work with you, as my president said on Monday, work together with you to be able to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. So we encourage you to continuously talk to us, and I take the challenge from Professor Mike Kuria. Of course, always, it's when you bring together a conversation and you realize that there's a key player that might not make it because of X, Y, Z, we are always willing to step in and try to see if that can be possible. Because yes, we love hybrid meetings, but sometimes it's good to have the person on the ground to be able to do the work. And at least to be able to, the next year, as Professor Mike Rea said, ask them, did you really implement what you promised to? So as Obril Global, we are willing and we are ready to work together with you, step in where needed, and of course we also expect the same from you, to step with us wherever we need, and we work together to promote higher education in the continent, across the region. We also invite you to join in the conversation. IC has joined in the conversation with our interregional dialogue with Latin America, Europe, and Africa. Join in those discussions, benefit from it as individual institutions, but also as countries, because we don't want to hold the line, but you can always, as long as you meet and you make networks, you can always be able to benefit from it without having to have us on the ground. So we encourage you to join in those discussions, come together. Next year we are going to Colombia, and I'm pushing, as an African, I'm pushing that in the next year, it comes back to Africa, and I would like it to come to East Africa, the East African community. So I'll try to work together with Professor Mike Kuria to bring it to Kenya, or Professor Kwakol to bring it to Uganda, so that we can have more of our professionals in higher education being at the table and being able to know what is happening. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the representative of Obrel Global. Let me take this opportunity to invite the regional director for DAD, Dr. Dorothy, to make her remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much that I have the honor here to join the closing session. Yes, after a very interesting opening on Monday, unfortunately I was not able really to accompany the other 2 days. I felt a bit like Mike. If you are on the ground organizing something else, everybody's pushing and pulling, and even if you want, you are not able always to do what you want to do. But I'm really glad that what we did this morning happened, and thank you so much, especially to IUCA and to the president, of course, also from EAQAN network, that they followed our idea, which we had almost half a year ago. And I hope that everybody here in this room is really, as you said, taking something home and is taking this home to share it with somebody. I think that was really very nice style to explain how you can make more out of something what you take, yes? And I already said it before, so I do not want to repeat me, that we see you as our multiplier with what we did. When I look to your conclusions or results of your meetings, I'm really very impressed about the whole composition of different ideas. I mean, imagine from the use of AI to capacity building, to teaching, to curricula, to fees. And in this case, I'm close to Mike Korea, Prof. Listen, if you try to schedule a sailing trip through the Greece islands, yes, I did it. They're very nice destinations. And you want to see all these destinations because they're also nice. You have to decide where you want to sail to reach the destination, and especially to put your sails in the way that the wind is bringing you to this place. And I felt a bit that what you gathered and what we were able to see before, that is enough for the next 5 years. So that is my feeling. And from my perspective, I would really advise to prioritize particular issues which are needed. And I like this idea to define what you want to reach as a university and to give incentives to do so. So that I liked very much. There are 2 other remarks. I already touched it before. No, one not, but one yes. I remember the opening when we reflected on that it's not only a South-South issue for the East African member states and their higher education systems. It's a South-South-North situation. What I hope was felt during the today sessions in the other room, so that at one destination you can really see the North as a destination as described before. And another advice is that something can only happen, that is my philosophy of life, if you see a potential or something in front of your feet, if you really take it and make use out of it and become proactive. So these are a bit my thoughts. So apologize, I'm not a quality assurance expert, but I think I have some years of life experience, and that are somehow my recommendations I want to give to this group. And I'm quite sure, and I'm already looking forward, that this group will go far, as I said before, not fast, but far, if you really stick to this way to interact with each other, to keep on common goals, and to assist each other. We as DAD, that is what I said before, are with you. It's needless to say, but I repeat it once more, that we close to you here in Nairobi, in our office, and that whenever there is not only a question, but also a suggestion, perhaps, yes? I mean, I think you learned in the last years that the DAD, of course, is sticking to funding instruments, yes, but I'm also here, or we are also here as your partners to develop on that, what we are doing. And I mean, as the world is changing and we are facing other issues and challenges than 10 years ago, I think we also have to reflect on our instruments. I'm talking about DAD instruments. And then that means we are very thankful to get a reflection from your side whenever we can improve something or develop something. Having said this, thank you once more for this really very, for me, inspiring situation, and that I could meet a lot of you in person, which until now I only saw on the screen. And yes, I hope to see a lot of you next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorothy, for those remarks and for the commitment to be with us even next year. And we're looking forward to our next forum, the 14th forum of the East African Higher Education Quality Assurance Practitioners. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to invite Professor Chacha, Nyagoti Chacha, to make his brief remarks and closing this particular closing session, but it's not closing the dancing. The dancing is going, he is going to open the dance, and then after that we will prepare ourselves now to go to the reception.
Thank you very much. Professor Mao. I think that we have acknowledged all of us, those who are here and our great participants during this meeting, I would like to start by thanking all of you who are here for your commitment to the cause of quality in university education in the region. And this is manifested in the fact that normally during the last day of a meeting which was high-powered and quite engaging like this, you will find a number of people who have fallen out and they will not be attentive the way you are. So congratulations and thank you very much for remaining committed and persistent. I will make this closing remarks from three perspectives. The first one is nostalgic. I am sure that we have been discussing quite a number of issues here. And for those of you who engage in research and reading the baseline information before you tackle your new research question, you will realize that all these things we have been talking about here, we have talked about them before. In this region, for example, nostalgically, we remember the good old days when our education system was the same. For the three original East African countries, it didn't matter where you went to primary school or where you went to secondary school, high school, and the University of East Africa was one with three university colleges, one in Dar es Salaam, and one in Makerere, and one here in Nairobi. And indeed, those were the glorious days of people in East Africa and the region and beyond, getting together to discuss, impart knowledge, gain skills, and enjoy themselves. Some of us, like myself, was actually taught by people like Okot Bitek. Some of you might not know him. And he came from Acholi, I think. He stayed here. Many people didn't know that he was from Uganda. There was a man from South Sudan called Taban Loliong. And when he was teaching us literature, many of us knew he was Ugandan. But later on, when he relocated back to Kampala, he wrote to us and said he was now thinking about going to Juba. And therefore, anybody from South Sudan here, you know that some of us are products of great minds of that region. So much as we think you're just a new member of the region called East Africa, we have always been together. We have been working together. We have talked about these things. We have talked about harmonization. I want to remind you that in fact the Inter-University Council for East Africa, under my leadership, did a comprehensive survey of the education system in the 5 East African countries before the other ones came in: Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. And we have wonderful reports, I think, lying in Arusha. I'm told that the challenge was the funds to implement whatever resolutions and decisions that we made. Some of these decisions have become directives. I think in the nomenclature of the East African community, you know, when it reaches the summit, where the presidents pronounce themselves on a matter, like when they did in Dar es Salaam, that the East African higher education was one common higher education area. Some of our people, that's my second point, we are belligerent. And I think from this meeting, since I have already appreciated your commitment to quality assurance, you need to go back and start interrogating with the powers that be in your respective universities why it becomes so difficult to implement a simple matter. For example, the decision about school fees, which I had, whether it is a currency or the same fees, is a decision which senates and councils of individual respective universities can make. You don't need even a resolution or a discussion in this fora to make you do it, because it's possible that by so accepting to admit students from all the, are we 8 now or 7? From all the 7 East African countries, you will even be enriching your cultural capacity, your academic discourse, and sometimes you might be enriching your linguistic prowess, because this area is endowed with great languages. We have countries where Arabic is used. We have countries where French is used. We have countries where English is used. And indeed, the East African community itself has pronounced itself at the summit level about the role of Kiswahili in ensuring that we move together as a region. So I'm going to go to the third point so that I don't bore you before I pronounce this meeting closed. I think we need to ask ourselves this question of credit transfer system, credit accumulation and transfer system. This is not the first time we're talking about it. We have talked about it, we have written papers about it. Some of us were actually disciples of that idea when it started going around the world, not just in East Africa. And we thought that we had found a formula of how to recognize the programs that were being offered in our respective universities, and that some of these credits could be transferred if a student wanted, for example, to start first year and the second year in Makerere in biochemistry, and he wants to do third year in Nairobi. He would come to Nairobi with those credits from Makerere, and Nairobi will have an obligation to accept those credits. So of course, not perhaps all of them, but we had given room for checking on what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. The student will be guided into how to meet whatever deficiencies he had. Now, these are things we can do as academics. We have become politicians. We talk a lot, even in our meetings like this one, high-powered academic intellectuals. We tend to think that we are here at the mercy of politicians and policymakers, and that's where I am going to go next. That indeed we can inform policy. We can force ourselves to be heard. The voice of the academics, the voice of quality assurance officers must now be heard. So one of the decisions that you must go with, you don't have to write it here, but go with it in your pocket, is how do I make my presence? If I'm a quality assurance director in the university, if I'm a quality assurance dean or whoever, whatever title you use, how am I going to ensure that whatever I do in this university is going to be relevant and it will continue supporting the learning experiences of university students who are in our institutions? That's very crucial. It is crucial in the sense that time is not waiting for us. You know, we'll continue talking here, and then 20 years from now, people will say there was a communique which was made during the meeting in Nairobi at Safari Park Hotel. And when they go to look at that communique, they will realize that they are still at the same point where we were. We need to now say we can move forward. And we can move forward on 2 areas, which we can influence through diplomacy and through argument, including writing papers. Why can't we, for example, say the following 2 things? This is my third motion. That in any university in East Africa, no undergraduate student will graduate unless they have done a 2-semester program in 2 foreign languages. When we call foreign, which are not local within that country. If you are French, then you can go Kiswahili and English. If you are in Nairobi, you can go French and Portuguese or German language. And you will get people like this lady and all these other people from Europe who mesmerize us, because the English is not their native language. But when they speak here, they have a native speaker competence of the language because of the education system that they followed, which demanded that they should have acquired competence in another language. Those from Sweden, they also do English, they do Kijerumani, they do Italian, and all these things. So these are things we can do. I think we shouldn't be always waiting to be guided and directed. We can say in our university, we'll be teaching principally in French, but every undergraduate student who graduates from this university must also have some working competence in English. And perhaps Arabic. If Arabic is too difficult, they can do Kijerumani or they can do Portuguese. Portuguese is going to become very important also for those of you who want to move south to, and southwest. So that's important. And the last point I want to say is the presence of students who are nationals of the countries where the university is located. This one, what direction do you want? You just make policies within your academic boards, within your senate, within your councils, and whatever, and say that in our university, it is our policy that we can start even 5% or 10. Eventually, some universities in Europe and in America, they say you must have about 30% of students who are not nationals of this country. That cross-fertilizes, brings quality, brings diversity, and brings cultural experiences which are not localized. Now, all those things are part and parcel of how to maintain quality assurance. When you maintain quality education, you also have diverse approaches and opportunities for the students. And I think this is what we people, listening to all of you discussing, are gathering from your discussions, that we have the capacity and dance. We are still dancing in the same hall where we were born. I think we need to grow and move forward and focus on how we can make learning for the university students we are responsible for an enjoyable experience where they come there looking forward to doing something new, to doing something novel, which perhaps they are not used to, and they're bragging about it when they go back to their homes. That sasa ninajua kuzungumza Kiarabu kidogo. I think from those perspectives, let me now go to the last point. That I'm speaking here actually on behalf of the Kenya government and on behalf of the Commission for University Education, which currently I have the honor to chair, that we people in Kenya, we were very pleased to welcome all of you who have come from our other partner states and abroad to this meeting. We always cherish friends when they visit. We like people because we know we cannot operate within the perspective of an insular confinement. We want to broaden our minds, and thank you very much for participating in our discussions during this 3 days meeting. Is it a 3 days meeting? We have learned a lot from you. We have picked some of the experiences that you have given us through your deliberations. But you know, anything good cannot last forever. Because when it lasts forever, then it will be meddled up by mischievous people. Because in here, some of us can become mischievous very easily by just being tricked to think that what we are thinking is correct. Let's go with this positive attitude that we have gathered in this meeting, and I therefore wish you safe journey back home. Those Kenyans who are going back to our institutions, you know that we are experiencing a number of challenges. I wish you wonderful foresight, and let God give you wisdom. Together with us, those of us who are within the policy purview, to find solutions so that interruption in our learning institutions does not disorganize our experiences as a country. We love this country. And those of you who are going to other countries, say hello to everybody who might have known that I existed somewhere in East Africa. I have the honor to now declare this meeting officially closed. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Professor Chacha. Let us appreciate him again. Okay. Thank you very much for finding time to be with us in this closing session of this particular forum. And now I have a few announcements to make. The announcements are, number one, those of us who have received an email inviting you for the reception, believe we are leaving this place at 6 or 5:30. Maggie talked of 6 o'clock in the evening. 6. We will announce, just hang around. Those of us who have received the email, we're going for the evening reception courtesy of the German Embassy in Kenya, and we appreciate that offer. Number 2, maybe this is a clarification that colleagues want to hear from the DAD director. There is a session in the program for tips on how to apply for proposals. The question from the floor is it open to us, or it is purely for the people that you invited?
Thank you for this question. Honestly, that is not my responsibility. I have to reach out to my colleague Beate. So it's an option, because we know that a lot of people already have to travel home. If there are still some on the ground, I mean at least the Kenyans, from my perspective, that must be possible. But please let me check this with Beate, because I do not want to disturb their interacting activities, whatever they want to do.
Okay.
Yes, sorry for this, but we come back to you this evening.
Okay, yeah? Okay. There was that question because it's written tips on project applications, and a few wanted to. Okay, thank you very much. We will, once we get the information, we'll pass it over to our colleagues. Now, I'm requesting Amal, Dr. Amal, with your team, kindly gift these colleagues of ours who are here. Bring those gifts. We want to give our high table gifts as we close, and then we get into the dancing. The dancing event will be led by the DCS in charge of quality audit and standards from the Commission, Dr. Marete. Once you are through with these gifts, then you take over to introduce the dancing crew. The ushers kindly bring those gifts very fast. We don't have time.
As the ushers are bringing the gift, we would like to thank the ushers, especially the student team. Join me to thank that team of very great, hardworking young men and women. They are our students, and you can see how hardworking our students can be. Another round of applause to our students. Thank you very much. We also want to thank our technical team here for the support. The members here are complaining that the dancing is being postponed for too long. It will come sooner than later.
Thank you very much. Actually, we purposely went for students because we want to introduce them into this kind of discussions and dialogue, so that as we build the next people who will take over from us, we have guys who can easily push our agenda forward. So, I'm being told that the first one is for Ombre Global. Maybe we can go up there. Next one, I think now we can get Professor Mike Iskuria.
Can you take any? Take any. You take yours and go with it.
No, there. Sorry. Come this side.
We have a mic here. Yeah, here. Here's the mic.
gifts are coming from
You have a copy outside.
Prof. from
Asante.
Inche. Thank you very much. We are happy that you have been working this journey with EAQAN.
We wanted to put it here, but now
Now, get to Burundi.
you put on the table, you put in the steam. You put on your desk. That covering.
When you said the gift, you said he loves gifts.
He loves.
So he knows where.
The big pile.
Professor Michael Mala. Now, I think we'll give you two. You take one for our boss and also the deputy.
So you need.
Yeah, yours is in there. I don't know how you can. Thank you very much. Yeah.
I think Alexis.
Then, lastly, the chair of the commission.
Professor Alexis. Alexis.
Thank you very much for
Who's the
the
Professor Alexis?
I don't want to
Professor Alexis.
Yeah. Being told that Alexis, there is your presence here. Professor Alexis.
Alexis. But you have another. Professor Jamil. Green.
Yes. And thank you for the good job.
And we are still gifting the two VCs.
That's okay.
The two VCs who
There are two VCs who are here?
Yes.
Okay. You can come.
They are coming.
The two VCs who are here?
Professor Jamil.
Professor Jamil?
Are you? And the one from South Sudan.
Yeah, just come over. Thank you very much. You have found it right to sit down
Gifting.
from
We got many things. Carvings.
So you show the only two pieces.
There are only two VCs. No, we had.
Oh, Prof.
We had. Who? Manna. Now you want me to cross off. Who else? Now let me cross off.
We have VCs from Somalia.
Yes.
Yes. We just come
And
forward.
we
All
have
the
Kenya, from Kenya.
All the VCs who are here.
No, she's here. This is from Kenya.
Oh yeah, DVC is also, you can join them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We want now to come next and tell you. Thank you very much.
Have more? DVC and VC is the same.
Our teacher. Dr. Wada, you have really supported your hand. We appreciate it. Then, Prof. Helen.
We had soccer.
Spanish. The bag.
Burundi, those are reps the VC. So thank you very much. And you are with us this Monday. We're happy to have you. Thank you. DRC, thank you very much. Which university? University of Kindu. Thank you very much. There is a VC from Congo.
Who's there?
Oh, Director General. Yes.
Hey, Director General.
Thank you very much, Director. Okay. Dr. Eunice Marete, Deputy Commission Secretary, has been with us since Sunday. Started with us on Sunday, making sure that things are okay. And therefore, we are happy that the Commission is really supporting us. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time. We are not taking this for granted, as I said. And therefore, we now want to introduce again Dr. Eunice Marete to take us to the next level. Thank you, and travel well, those of us who are traveling. How do you want that to see?
No, it's okay. Good evening, everyone. The Chairman, Commission for University Education Board, Professor Professor Chacha Nyegoti Chacha, and all protocols observed. Allow me not to keep you longer waiting for this dance. Maybe one thing that I've just taken from this workshop, at the Commission we say quality is our agenda. So I believe as we move to our universities, our institutions, quality will become a lifestyle, so that we just do it. So this moment, I'll invite Edna from the Bomas of Kenya to introduce to us a quality cultural entertainment. Thank you. Welcome, Edna.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, sorry. Hope you're doing well. The moment we've been all waiting for is finally here. So it's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon as the Bomas of Kenya team. Bomas of Kenya is an institution where we preserve, maintain, and promote the Kenya's rich and diverse culture. This afternoon, our traditional Harambee dancers are going to present to us different traditional dances from different ethnic communities of our country. Our first presentation is from the coastal parts of our country. And from this particular region, we present to you a traditional dance locally known as Gonda. Gonda is a dance performed by the Giriama people from the coastal region of Kenya, particularly Kwale County. Gonda dance is accompanied by a set of drums, locally known as mabumbumbu and mushondo drums. This performance is performed by both men and women in occasions such as weddings, birthdays, and other festivals that characterize the Swahili people. Ladies and gentlemen, from the coastal region of our country, we present to you the Swahili Gonda dance.
Nisugaria guruwe karisondoro wakula ushanga Niyabela kwambira kodari jabanala kuna kwambira Nisugaria guruwe karisondoro Owalume huo Alume huo 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 Yogo makaza kamba Go makaza kamba Kikokoto kinyeriro Kikokoto kinyeriro Hando kamata Hando sulia Hando kamata Hando sulia Nasabenya kangu ya banda chomsena na sirimaka Direbe yangu owe nyangangu ya banda chomsena na sirimaka Kama metirebe yangu Kilinge tambo kilinge Kilinge tambo kilinge Oh we mwana simba we ngirama Amlole mwana simba we ngirama Amlole mwana simba ngirama Oh we mwana simba we ngirama Amlole mwana simba we ngirama Oh we mwana simba we ngirama Amlole mwana simba ngirama Ela oh we mwana simba we ngirama Amlole mwana simba ngirama
Awesome presentation from the coastal parts of our country, ladies and gentlemen. That was a dance that is performed by the coastal people, especially the Swahili from the Kwale County. We now move you to the Nubi ethnic community. And Nubi is a minority community that has roots in Sudan, but they are currently settled in Nairobi, Kibera. In this performance, young men take an opportunity of a wedding to appreciate the beauty of girls. From the Nubi ethnic community, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Nubi dance.
I been a yawara manam yai bende I been a yawara ba I been a yawara manam yai bende I been a yawara ba Nare sana no sana fine no nare ama time we skill ma viligana minana been a yawara manam yai be been a yawara ba I been a yawara manam yai bende I been a yawara ba Nare sana no sana jai ja ana time we skill ma viligana minana been a yawara manam yai be been a yawara ba I been a yawara manam yai bende I been a yawara ba Asana no sana fidelu nari watena namna na sintala wele Au ma sharifa dum dum na yo taskuko imtai wenu Au ma sharifa ayon taskuko Au ma sharifa najina najina ina yata mama wai najina ina yata mama najina munu bitala fi bele magidi na fi dule jawele dudeina najina ina yata mama najina munu bitala fi bele magidi na fi dule jawele dudeina najina ina yata mama najina mukamata la fi bele modoko ifi dule jawele dudeina najina ina yata mama najina kalenjinta la fi bele mursik fi dule jawele dudeina najina ina yata mama najina masaita la fi bele magamara fi dule jawele dudeina najina ina yata mama najina samburu la fi bele magamara fi dule jawele dudeina najina ina yata mama najina ina yata mama wai najina ina yata mama ibide sebene ina raba mawaze najina ina yata mama narwe sebene ina raba mawaze najina ina yata mama najina ina yata mama wai najina ina yata mama najina ina yata mama wai najina ina yata mama ibine mama tema yata mama narwe mama tema yata mama ibine mama tema yata mama narwe mama tema yata mama ina giro fi bele bele boy ina giro fi bele ali wala ligala bumbana. Ali wala bogolo, ali wala jikala mumbana. Ali wala bogolo, ali wala ligala bumbana. Ali wala bogolo, ali wala jikala mumbana. Ali wala bogolo, ali wala ligala bumbana. Ali wala bogolo, ali wala jikala mumbana. Ali wala bogolo, ali wala ligala bumbana. Ali wala bogolo, ali wala jikala mumbana. Shoo, shoo, shoo.
Thank you very much. That was the Luka, a dance performed by the Nubi ethnic community, a community that has roots in Sudan, but they are currently settled in Nairobi, Kibera. We now move you to the eastern region of Kenya, and from this particular region, we give you a traditional dance, locally known as Munjiro. Munjiro is a dance performed by men only, supported by a cord hanging across the shoulder and round the back. The sure-footedness in this dance can be attributed to the hilly terrains of their areas. Originally and indeed today, this dance is performed in praise of elders of the tribe, brave warriors, and the adept traditional healers who restore fertility to the barren maids. Ladies and gentlemen, from the eastern region of our country, we give you Munjiro dance. Thank you very much. That was Munjiro, a dance performed by the Ameru and the people from the eastern region of Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to welcome all of you to Bomas of Kenya. Bomas of Kenya is an institution where we preserve, maintain and promote the Kenya's rich and diverse cultures. Kama hujatembea Bomas, you're missing out. You're missing out. So karibuni sana. Huko tuna mambo mengi tunafanya, our traditional dances. We also have our traditional homesteads from different ethnic communities in our country. Kuna pia vyakula mbalimbali, our traditional cuisine. We have a restaurant ambapo they prepare traditional cuisines. Kwa hivyo karibuni sana Bomas of Kenya. Away from the eastern region of Kenya, we now move you to the northeastern region of our country. And from this particular region, we present to you a traditional dance locally known as Buleshurimale. Buleshurimale is a traditional dance of the Borana ethnic community from the northeastern region of Kenya. This dance is performed in praise of elders of the tribe, and also it is performed during great feasts such as weddings and other festive ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Buleshurimale.
Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much. That was Buleshuri Male, a dance performed by the Borana ethnic community from the northeastern region of Kenya. On to our next performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Ngoma za Kenya. Ngoma za Kenya is a percussive presentation of a variety of traditional Kenyan drums and other percussive instruments which are found at the Bomas of Kenya. The message is clear that all traditional musical instruments of Kenya are found at the Bomas of Kenya. Percussionists will therefore take the opportunity to display their prowess in playing of these instruments. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Ngoma za Kenya.
Mama Idi, oh Mama Idi, oh Mama Idi, ahera yangoja.
Oh Mama Idi, oh Mama Idi, ahera yangoja.
Oh Mama Idi, oh Mama Idi, oh Mama Idi, ahera yangoja.
Itawezekanaje kufanya mapenzi pasipo na fikira? Itawezekanaje kufanya mapenzi pasipo na fikira? Heri niwe peke yangu, heri niwe peke yangu, heri niwe peke yangu mama, ahera yangoja. Maisha matamu lakini mafupi. Oh Mama Idi, ahera yangoja. Maisha maisha. Oh Mama Idi, ahera yangoja. Maisha matamu lakini mafupi. Oh Mama Idi, ahera yangoja. Maisha matamu lakini mafupi. Oh Mama Idi, ahera yangoja. Itawezekanaje kufanya mapenzi pasipo na fikira? Itawezekanaje kufanya mapenzi pasipo na fikira? Heri niwe peke yangu, heri niwe peke yangu, heri niwe peke yangu mama, ahera yangoja. Kuja tuende safari, tukaone wanyama, simba na wenzake wakilia. Kenya ni nchi ya jua, jambo jambo bwana, jambo jambo kuja tuende safari, tukaone wanyama, simba na wenzake wakilia. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana wageni, mwakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana wageni, mwakaribishwa Kenya yetu. Kenya nchi nzuri, nchi ya kupendeza, nchi yenye wanyama. Oh, tuimbe zote, tuimbe tukisema hakuna matata. Oh, Kenya, oh, tucheze ngoma, tuimbe zote. Kweli Kenya yetu, kweli Kenya yetu, kweli Kenya yetu, hakuna matata. So,
Thank you very much. Kwa hakika Kenya yetu hakuna matata, vile vile Bomas yetu hakuna matata. Kwa hivyo wageni wote tunawakaribisha Bomas of Kenya. We now move you to the Rift Valley region of Kenya, where we find our brothers and sisters, especially from the Narok and Kajiado counties. From these awesome presentation from the Rift Valley region of Kenya. That was Eunoto, a dance performed by the Maasai people, especially those from Narok and Kajiado counties. Our final presentation to you this evening is from the western parts of our country. And from this particular region, ladies and gentlemen, we give you Isukuti dance, a dance that is performed by the western people, especially from the Idaho and the Isuka Sabluya ethnic communities. This dance is accompanied by a set of drums called Shididi and Mutiti drums. Also in accompaniment is a Bisiri metal gong, which keeps the beat of the dance. From the western parts of our country, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Isukuti dance.
yakwesa munyororo kwenyene ing'ombe nirimanga
yakwesa ing'ombe nirimanga yakwesa munyololo konyere
isengo ima
nisengo
isengo ima
nisengo
bane
nisengo yabakayanga kumakaya
tungwa
nisengo
Mbaimberi bashere nywe
Mbaimberi
Haleluya beru
Mbaimberi bashere bakulala Mbaimberi
bashere nywe
Mbaimberi Mbaimberi bashere bakulala Mbaimberi 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 bashere bakulala Mbaimberi 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 bashere bakulala Mbaimberi
Haleluya beru
Mbaimberi Mbaimberi bashere bakulala Mbaimberi 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 bashere bakulala Mbaimberi Mwenye musiti Mwenye musiti
Mama bola iwe mama inyanya
bola mama we mwana inyanya
Mama bola iwe mama inyanya
bola mama we mwana inyanya
Mama bola iwe mama inyanya
bola mama we mwana inyanya
Mama bola iwe mama inyanya
bola mama we mwana inyanya
balimu mubola murena mwana inyanya
bola mama we mwana inyanya
balimu mubola murena mama inyanya
bola mama we mwana inyanya
mwana wa mai umbolela sina mwana wa mai umbolela sina Zinde ubyange umbolela sina
Oya ya umbolela sina
Zinde ubyange umbolela sina
Oya ya umbolela sina
My dear My dear My dear My dear I love you My dear I love you My dear Oh mwana wa mai umbolela sina Ubyange umbolela sina Mwana wa mai umbolela sina Mbuzinde kubyage umbolela sina My dear My dear My dear My dear I love you My dear I love you Etira Etira Etira
Our visitors kindly join the dancers
Etira Ekosia Ekosia Etira Etira Ekosia Ekosia Hey bali mbele ulaini Mano mwana kwa munda Bali mbele ulaini Ali Mano mwana kwa munda Hey bali mbele ulaini Mano mwana kwa munda
Loja kumadamu Loja kumadamu Loja kumadamu Ila kumadamu Loja kumadamu Ila kumadamu
thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Isukuti dance marks the end of our presentations, hoping that you've enjoyed our traditional dances. And we're looking forward to seeing you in Bomas for more other colorful performances. On behalf of the Bomas of Kenya fraternity, I wish you a safe journey to your destinations. Until next time, goodbye.